Welcome to the Last Week This Week podcast, episode 94. I'm Ian Scott.
And I'm Zach Huber.
And this is the podcast where we talk about movie and TV topics from the last week, get into you this week. And as always, we got a bunch of exciting topics and trailers to go over with you.
Yeah, so coming up in this episode, we're going to talk about the exciting or maybe not so exciting, depending on who you are, news that there's a new Dredd movie that's being developed by Taika Waititi of Thor Ragnarok fame and Thor Love and Thunder infamy, I guess.
Yep.
We also are going to talk about the first looks that we got from the new Harry Potter HBO Max show. We got our first images of Harry and Hagrid. So we're going to, I have some thoughts about that that we can get into. And then it was James Gunn, after all this Superman, after having Superman debut, is talking about considering TV spinoffs for Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen. So be warned when we get to that section. If you haven't seen the movie, there'll probably be spoilers. So you can skip through that. And then Nintendo is working on more film and TV projects beyond the Super Mario Brothers 2 sequel that they have coming out, as well as the new live-action Legend of Zelda movie, which just got their 2 leads cast. And lastly, we'll talk about how we officially have the new Dune movie titled, and it's not what everybody thought it was going to be. So we'll get to that. Everything's going to have
time codes.
Time codes. There you go. Yep. That's what it's called. Time codes that you can jump to.
Yep.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is that the new Mortal Kombat 2 trailer just came out.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Say it, dude.
It looks pretty good.
It does look. It looks a lot better than the first. I'll give it that.
I mean, it doesn't have blood icicle spike like shanking. It doesn't have that.
It doesn't have that.
Without a doubt, still one of the coolest parts of that entire movie. But I watched the first one that came out during the pandemic.
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
It was okay at best.
It was not a good movie. There was moments, like I would say that everything with what's his name? Why can't I find it? Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion and Sub-Zero were great.
Like everything that had to do with his backstory at the beginning, like that whole fight was great.
Even the fight at the end with Scorpion and Sub-Zero and the main character was good.
Right. So there were moments, but it was a pretty lackluster movie. I mean, like focusing all of the story on this brand new character,
Cole Young. Dude, he was genuinely the worst part of the movie.
He was the worst part of the movie, unfortunately.
He had a very bland backstory, and he everyone thought he was going to become like the new Scorpion, but then he was just like a new character. And his powers sucked. He just had like armor.
And
what's crazy is I think I just expected him to be the main character of the franchise going forward.
I did too.
And he didn't have a single line in this trailer. Like that blew my mind. I was like, I guess we're just shifting to Johnny Cage being the main character, which I mean, to no surprise, Carl Urban is looking like he's killing it as Johnny Cage. So
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, or maybe not totally unfortunately, but it does seem like Cole Young is in the movie.
Yeah, he's in the trailer. He just doesn't have any lines.
To be honest, there were so many people, and he was such an unforgettable, unmemorable character that I didn't realize that he was in the trailer. But it feels like this is the movie that they almost should have led with.
I agree.
The concept that they should have led with, because it's giving kind of Galaxy Quest vibes in this. I know you probably haven't seen that movie, but it kind of feels like
might not have.
they like Carl Urban is playing Tim Allen in Galaxy Quest, where like the characters of Mortal Kombat are like potentially might think that Carl Urban is this like amazing action fighter who could potentially like change the landscape of whatever war is going on in this like other realm. And he's like, I'm just a fucking, I'm just an actor.
Yeah. Right.
And then you get kind of like, he gets invested in the conflict that's going on. And like, he has to, then he, spoiler alert, like he'll probably be like just as awesome as he is in those movies by the time the end of the movie happens, where he's
agreed. Well, he already has like some moves that he shows off, like the backflips where he's dodging like the spears coming at him. I was like, okay, he's got some moves. Yeah, especially for somebody that like an older action movie star, I should say. That's impressive, right? I think what I forgot about the first movie was that it's like the pre whatever to like the tournament, the prequel to the tournament, right? Like it's like there's not even a tournament that happens in that movie. I think in my mind, I just remembered there was because they had so many like 1v1 battles.
Right.
But yeah, no, like the plot was that Sung Sang, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the villain's name, but he comes down and is like, I'm gonna kill all the Earth's fighters before like the tournament happens. Right. And then they won't be able to like defend themselves in the tournament. And then he just fails, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna go. Like the very end of the movie is Cole going to LA to recruit Johnny Cage, and now what's so funny is that at the start of this movie, Cole's not even there to recruit Johnny. It's Sonya and Raiden, and yeah, he's like barely in it, which I'm not complaining. It's really funny that he's like still in the movie, but it's gonna be like a background character now. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all goes down, because I mean, I'm sure as an actor you're like, oh sweet, I get to come back and have a role, but like I can't imagine that you don't feel a little let down that like, oh yeah, my character's my whole role has been significantly reduced. Like I'm not even featured prominently in the sequel's trailer. Yeah, when I used to be the lead of the movie.
Yeah, he's Scorpion's like direct descendant, so he is kind of important,
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it just kind of feels like he's somebody's kid, though. And you're like, you're like the coach's son. You're like,
a little nepotism going on. Yeah,
sure. I don't know, but I am excited to see that like Kano's coming back, because I thought Kano, the guy that played him in the first movie, he was really good. Mm-hmm. I liked Sonya in the first movie. I mean, a lot of the casting was like pretty good.
Jax I thought was really good.
Yeah, Jax is pretty good. Yeah. So I don't have a problem with I mean, the main thing that it came down to is not liking Cole as a character. The dialogue wasn't great.
Well, I think like so much of the story was about like unlocking your abilities, right, or whatever. And I just think there was way too much of it.
But this has a real, like, it feels like they're threading a line of
like camp,
the goofy campiness of it, but then still making it feel like there's a little bit of weight and like actual stakes.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're doing a good job. Again, it's just a trailer, but I really liked it.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought it was pretty good.
I feel like the direction of making Johnny Cage the main character makes so much more sense than Cole even did.
Right.
Because like Johnny himself is a newcomer to this like whole world, just like, the audience should have been.
And he's just a guy.
Yeah, and he's more of a guy than Cole was, Like I don't even know if Johnny's going to get like a special ability ever.
I don't think so.
It doesn't feel like it. So I'm very excited to see him be the main character of this movie, and for there to actually be a tournament, like that sounds awesome. I'm way more into that than a pre-tournament or whatever you want to call whatever it was last time.
Yeah, so. And I'm just excited that I get to see a bunch of fake posters of Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I love this. Like, yeah, that he's like a 90s action star who's kind of like washed up a little bit, and he, I think he like is going to enjoy this because he's like reliving his glory days almost, you know?
Right. Which
Yeah.
again is very Galaxy Quest.
yeah, it sounds like it.
So and it comes out in October, so it's not
October
like
24th?
it's a huge wait. What is it,
No,
like
not at all.
3 months away?
4 at the
almost?
most, yeah.
4 at the most. And it's, you know, I think the writing credits are like
Jeremy
a
Slater.
little, yeah, like it's not like the stuff that he's been credited on are the most amazing. Like
no, not at all.
But some of it's not bad. Like I wasn't the biggest fan of Godzilla X Kong New Empire, but it was
a fun movie, you know.
I
but
think
he did
that,
co-write Fantastic Four.
yeah,
2015.
but you know, I think there's a lot of things that was wrong about that movie. So and it's not just him; it's Simon Kinberg and Josh Trank.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he seems to be like working on a bunch of stuff with like James Gunn and having some contributions to that Coyote versus Acme.
That's true.
And in the Moon Knight series he did
2 episodes of that. Yeah.
Of that, and then he did some Umbrella Academy, which I love.
Yeah.
So I mean, like there's some potential promise. I don't think that this movie is gonna be like, you know, like it's not gonna be best of the year, but I think
no, it'll be more fun than the last one.
Yeah, and like if as long as it's fun and it's logical to some degree, like
some degree, right?
like characters motivations makes like sense, and we're not just I don't know, like it's not just fight like
right.
Now, I do want to see a lot of fights.
I do want to see a lot of fights
and fatalities, but
yeah,
it just needs to, I think it has the ability to be a good movie. It's just not going to be like, oh my God, that's winning awards.
No, of course not. It's Mortal Kombat. You know, it's more of a slot movie than it is anything else. But slot movies can also be bad and they can be really fun. So I'm hoping for the latter. And I think what I remember about the first movie.
Wait, you're hoping that it's bad but fun?
The latter. I said I'm hoping for I said since slot movies can be bad or they can be fun, and I'm hoping for the latter, which the latter is fun.
Oh, okay. I just thought you put it as like they can be bad, but they can also be fun.
No,
they're bad. But that's fun. What makes them fun. But all right, whatever.
But what I was going to say, though, is that what I remember from the first movie, and I could just be remembering wrong, is that when people died, like, they didn't actually die permanently, right? Like when they lost their 1v1s, I think they just got resurrected. And I was like, well, I don't want to see that. Like, I want to see, like, permanent fatalities. I know it's that's more true to the game or whatever you want to say, but...
I feel like I think you're right.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember anyone actually dying, you know?
But it also seems like that whole thing was like the main villain guy was there to kill.
Yeah, he was there to
like
kill, but
them.
all the humans, I don't think any of the humans like lost, right? Or maybe one did. I don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. It's been 4 years since we've seen that movie, which is insane.
Yeah.
So apologies for us not remembering everything about that one.
I feel like they would have to die. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm decently excited for this one. I love Carl Urban and love some good action. So hopefully we get a lot of both.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next on our list, we're going to talk about the third Judge Dredd movie to ever be in development, I guess. This one is going to be in the works with Taika Waititi, and they don't have a studio yet, but I guess the script has already been written.
Well, Or it's
Now,
just
Zach and
it's being developed to some degree.
Yeah, to some degree. Zach and I think we're a little heated discussing this before the podcast, but tell me all your thoughts on this one. What are you happy or upset with?
I'm a pretty big, at least in terms of the 2012 Judge Dredd movie. Like, I don't know the comics. I don't know the comics that well.
No, I love that movie too.
But the Alex Garland 2012 Judge Dredd movie
with Carl
Urban is like one of the finest achievements on screen in terms of like an action movie. Like,
absolutely.
It's a gorgeously shot and choreographed, and it's like a whole movie is just a raid, and there's drugs.
It's beautifully shot. Oh god, that is like one of my favorite stylistic choices of that movie. Is showing like the perspective.
Down.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and like especially the end scene where like they're falling off the building, and it's so good,
so good. And me and Ian have even seen the Sylvester Stallone movie from the 90s.
Gosh, did we watch that?
We watched that. And
I barely have it in my memory.
It's not very good. It does have, I will give it credit that it does introduce some world building that
like the Carl Urban one
that the Carl Urban didn't. But besides that, I can't say that I would ever really want to watch that movie again.
Agreed. Yeah. But so here's like, I know we love this movie. I know like the main complaint though with like Judge Dredd fans is that like, from what I've heard, the comics are like, it's like a commentary on like, like authoritative like figures over like abusing their like authority. Right. And so like the movies don't ever go into like why like the Judge Dredds are a bad thing for society or whatnot, right? It's just like we just got a really cool like action movie with Judge Dredd at the center of it,
right?
Which like that works for me, but I understand why like comic fans would want something a bit different from the last movie,
right?
So
and like it's definitely like Ian said, it does not touch on any of that. There's like a little bit of like, hey, what gives you the right? But like the whole time, it's very much posed as like, why wouldn't you? This is absolutely like something that he should do. When this like gang is like terrorizing this mega city block. Anyways, all that to be said, Taika Waititi, whether you don't like him or you love him like I do. And, I know Thor Love and Thunder came out. Wasn't the best day at the office, but he also did Jojo Rabbit and he did What We Do in the Shadows and Thor Ragnarok. And
that's the silver lining of this is that he has a really good track record.
Our Flag Means Death. Like I
heard some mixed things on that, but
the second
I know
season,
you really like it.
The first season's great. The second season, but I think he's great. I really love him. I think this is an interesting. I wouldn't have necessarily pegged him to be the one to do this, but I also like the guy who's screenwriting, which is although I haven't seen Fall Guy, but I do like Mission Impossible. So that's Drew Pierce, and I think it's interesting. Like, I think a new Judge Dredd movie is long overdue. Like, I've been wanting a Judge Dredd movie for a number of years. Unfortunately, we're never gonna probably see the Carl Urban kind of world again.
Right.
But I am interested in the fact that it seems that both of like the director and the screenwriter like grew up on the books, and that the pitch apparently is to take inspiration from the comics more so than the previous screen iterations have, and it's going to lean into more of like world building and dark humor, which I think Taika, especially if you've seen,
Well, he's got the humor, right?
yeah, but particularly like dark humor, like What We Do in the Shadows and Jojo Rabbit, especially Jojo Rabbit, and the fact that you're talking about like Hitler youth and your best friend is Hitler.
I remember people having like some harsh reactions to that one coming out and being like, this is a little too much, I think. But I know universally that's like a pretty praised movie. So
yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, it's gonna you could be very offended by that for sure. But it's also from a book. It's based on a book, and I thought it worked really well. Anyways, I'm excited. I don't know anything about the comics really, but I like I always thought that I wanted to know more about the world that I was seen in this that was seen in the Sylvester Stallone and Alex Garland movies, like this idea of these mega city blocks that
it's really cool.
Like millions of people potentially,
I think
or
so.
at least thousands,
hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
And like they have their own like almost like economies or like their own like they have their own like cultures and stuff. Like I think it would be so interesting to see in like the outside like judges go into these different places and see how they operate. And then you can see them like out in the world, you know, and it's like, why do they do that? Like, what is the story with the mega cities? Like, why do we even have them? It's
I would love them. Like the Carl Urban one was so I don't want to say specific, but it was like narrowed down to like this one gang, like this one, you know, like problem, this one city building. And I think what would, like to your point, would be so cool is to see why, like, or the inner workings of like the Judge Dredds and like how they're run and how they operate and like how they affect the whole like world at large in a sense, right?
Right.
I think that would be more exciting for another movie rather than like just an action-packed fest, you know?
Right. Yeah, like it does seem like there's some sort of like control element. And like they're kind of the enforcers of that control, and I just love to see if they're like
judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, like who's telling them, like who's hiring the judges, like who's lining their like funding them. I don't know.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's interesting. Now the big question is who's going to be able to do a better like mean face under the helmet than Carl Urban?
That's a tough one, man. I don't have a solid answer for you right now.
I could, top of mind.
Yeah.
What's his name? Glenn Powell.
He's a little too clean for me, unfortunately.
No, you give him like a little bit of like the
well, I just mean like voice too, like I
change his voice. That's not like Carl Urban's voice. I
feel you, but like Carl Urban has done that before, like been like a tough, rough guy, right?
It's kind of like an outside pick, but Theo James.
And do you think it needs to be somebody like young, like?
I think they need to be in their 30s.
Okay, because like
at least.
My only thought is like, I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
No,
but he's way older. He's way
a
older,
lot older. He's aged out of
but
that.
He could do it. He could, he could easily pull off that vibe.
No, he could, but I think he's just aged out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Well, what about like John Barenthal?
What's? Yeah. But it's just like you see
he's
him
already
do that role like all the time.
No, I feel you.
Like, what about like Alan Rickman from like Reacher?
Oh,
he would be a huge Judge Dredd.
Oh, I like that a lot. Actually, that's really
because he could do the physical, like he could do the soft.
He's proven
like,
he could do
the very limited amount of words from what I've heard people say, but
yeah,
I mean I've seen him in a show or two, and I like him. But
Yeah, have I only seen him in 2 shows? I feel like I've seen him in more than Titans and Reacher. Yeah, but no, he can pull off the action. I think he can act his ass off too. So and he's got that like grit, that I think Judge Dredd kind of needs. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's my favorite so far. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, he was in Hunger Games Catching Fire?
He was?
Oh, and he played Raphael in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot.
Like the new one?
That's crazy. The 2014 one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Really? Interesting. I was like,
That's
didn't all
interesting.
kids voice the new ones?
Fast X.
Oh, yeah, he was in Fast X. Gosh.
Dang.
Well,
He was
I
in
do
Smallville.
think,
Wow.
yeah, he was Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was gonna get his own spinoff, which is wild. I think this movie can work. I was a bit harsh on Taika Waititi when I first heard the news, only because the last movie I saw of his was not my favorite. But he's got a solid track record, and I think he can bring some real style to this movie. So
Yeah.
we'll see, and the writers,
Ian's
pretty
trying
good,
so hard not to say anything too negative right now.
I've come more around on it than when I first started talking to you, to be honest. But yeah, I can't say I'm like 100% locked in. Like, yeah, this is gonna be great, but I think it's got a chance to be pretty great. But we don't have a studio, we don't have a release date, we don't have anything yet. So this is really in the beginning stages.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think that's our thoughts on Judge Dredd. Yeah.
And I think now is the time to talk about the first looks from the new Harry Potter series that's coming out, the rebooted TV series.
And we got 2 official first looks so far, right?
Right. So the first one that came out was the lead kid, Dominic McLaughlin, who's going to play Harry. So he got his photo, and I don't look. I don't. I don't want to say negative things. About children. I think he looks fine.
Yeah.
I think the hair, the only thing that weird is the hair. The hair.
Yeah, the hair's a little. It's a little like, I know they're trying to go really messy with it, but it's like stylized messy almost. Right?
Yeah, it almost makes it like his head is so like he's got a massive forehead. And I'm like, I don't like, I've seen the photos of the kid, like he doesn't, but like the way that they styled it makes it look like he's like a fucking
one like
goth kid from the 80s or something.
Right. Yeah, no, but otherwise, like he looks like Harry Potter, like I don't have any complaints about that one. And the scars, a little different, so that's kind of
neat. But like some of the some people were saying like he looks even more like he looks just like Harry from the books, and I'm like,
come on.
I mean, like there's elements about it. Like I think his eyes are greener, and I think like there's more angular or like tinier part, like his face is a little bit more tinier and like nerdier in a way than like Daniel was.
I don't know. I mean, Daniel, to me, Daniel looked just like one of the front covers of the Harry Potter books.
Yeah, it just depends. It depends sometimes because I look at different covers from different parts of the world, and I'm like, I can kind of see this one. I can kind of see this one. But yeah, I mean, he looks fine. I just. Well, the thing is, I was kind of hoping when I saw the first image, I'd be like, "Whoa, this looks great." And my reaction is like, I really hope it works. Like when I see him in the show, like it doesn't phase. Like I'm not bothered by it. But right now, I'm like, that hair is crazy. I hope they do something to it.
To be honest, I'm a little more worried about Hagrid than I am about Harry.
Oh man, I actually really like the image of Hagrid. Why? What you don't like the?
Look,
image?
I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate either. Like, they're pretty close, right? But like Hagrid, I don't know. There's something about Hagrid's that's like, well, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say Nick should gain weight because he looks good, like lost weight, but like he seems a little skinny for Hagrid. I think like the hair is a little like too perfected, like right now. Like he looks like really kept, and it's not like a rougher kind of Hagrid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm really nitpicking with it because I think we both are, like, even with Harry, you know. But
I mean, the only thing for me with Harry is the hair. Everything else, I'm like, yeah, that's Harry.
Yeah. Like I think Nick Frost is gonna act his ass off, and he'll feel like Hagrid when I see him act in the role. But like from the first image, I'm like, yeah, I'm not like in love with it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Like he is a lot more clean looking than Robbie Coltrane's Hagrid.
Yeah.
But there is something about Nick. Now, I should say the Robbie Coltrane performance of portrayal of Hagrid is like obviously incredible and gonna be cemented into my memory. But
I feel that way for so many of the actors.
But I don't feel that like me watching Nick will be like, oh, Nick has to live up to this or Nick has to be just as good, because in a lot of ways, like Hagrid's supposed to be like, I was talking to Hannah about it, and Hagrid's kind of supposed to be a little bit more of like a more gentler kind of approach, and well, I
always felt like he was a gentle giant.
Well, yes, but I'm saying like when you look at Robbie, like when I would see, if I was to see Hagrid, and you especially see it when you first meet him, when like the door
when he kicks down the door, right?
You know, like just looking at Robbie, he looked kind of scary until you got to know him. Whereas like this Hagrid, he doesn't seem, at least at the moment, like as scary. Like he seems a little bit more like,
but like
gentler.
That all played into that moment, right? Of like this unknown person knocking on the door, and I don't know if Nick Frost would be as, like you said, it's not going to be as scary in that moment. Yeah, unless they keep him fully like shadowed or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nick Frost has surprised me a lot. I mean, even his work as, what was it, Smee in
How to Train Your Dragon, or
no in Skeleton Crew.
Was that his robot's name? Okay,
yeah, it was like
no, he was great as that. Yeah.
And there was moments where I was genuinely kind of frightened by his vocal performance.
Sure, yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
And after seeing him in How to Train Your Dragon, I'm like, if you can kind of bring both of those,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
You know,
yeah,
could be great.
I agree. I don't know if you got to see like the set leaks. They also came out of Harry Potter. Well, I can just kind of briefly touch on those. Basically, we got to see a set leaks of like them at the zoo when they go to the zoo in like the first movie, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so we got leaks of like the Dursleys, right? That's their last name? Or
yes, yeah.
So I can't say, like, I think honestly those three are a little more disappointing to me than like Hagrid and Harry. I think especially Harry's uncle is like, it's not at all what I expected. He's definitely not as heavy, and he's got an interesting stash. He kind of seems like a 70s dad almost. But like Dudley and Aunt Petunia are both like blondes in this movie, which is more true to the books apparently. So they look all right. I'm not gonna say like I'm upset with those two, but I think they could have done a bit better with Harry's uncle. But I think you're trying to get there now.
I'm trying to see if I can find that set leak photo. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to look at this photo. Oh, okay. Here, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, is that girl in the blonde, like with the blonde hair? That's not the girl from Gen V, is she?
No.
Oh, she kind of looked like. Oh,
I'll get their names real quick.
All right, I gotta say, Harry, in that hoodie, he's. I mean, that straight up, that looks like hair. Like that looks like Harry. I love that. That okay. See, that looks a lot better. I like that a lot better. That kid is that kid is Dudley. Also looks like the perfect. Like he looks.
Oh yeah. Dudley looks good. Right.
That is so perfect. Like I love the facial expression he has on, and like the way that I'm looking at these images currently about the Dursleys. It feels like a nice mix of that caricature kind of version of like that of characters you would get in or archetypes you would get in Cat in the Hat. Like they're like these really like they're like that's such a ridiculous 90s shirt he's got on, and it seems like he's playing this heightened role of in a sense.
But real quick,
but I was just
gonna say the actors' names. Dudley Dursley is played by Amos Kitson, his first acting role, and then Vernon Dursley is played by Daniel Rigby, and apparently his I guess he's going to be in the Blade Runner 2099 show, which is neat.
That's cool.
And then Petunia Dursley is played by Belle Powley, who appeared in Masters of the Air and The Morning Show.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, now I've lost my train of thought.
Sorry, you were saying
thanks so much for
the 90s was
providing the actor's name. No,
I'm sorry.
No, I like it feels like they, not that I think Harry will be like this, but it feels like they might be this like kind of like 90s versions of like these like a series of unfortunate events, like kind of like caretakers,
awful caretakers. Yeah.
Like Alec Baldwin sort of character from Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, I could see
it. And they're wearing the most like bad trends of the 90s. I don't know. I dig it. I love.
I will say that's interesting. Sorry, go on.
Well, no, I love that look of the kid as Dudley. Like that's perfect. I feel you with the Vernon and Petunia. I think it's
Vernon more than Petunia for me, but
yeah, definitely Vernon more than Petunia. I think those original actors are just so
they're just so perfect. Yeah,
you believe that they truly are these posh,
like upper middle class,
just dickheads. But I'll really enjoy the Petunia one, because the Petunia in the original like the movies is a little like really uppity, and like I think I always saw Petunia as more of this like shopaholic kind of like
interesting
person.
I guess I didn't mind it because I knew how much like she hated her sister, and like by association would hate Harry, right? But yeah, no, I think what's interesting, like to your point about the 90s stuff, is like, are they going to go full on? Like the movies came out so close to the 90s that they didn't really have to like style their stuff like 90s like, right? So I think like now that we're 30 years from the 90s now, like are they going to go more like period piece with it? I mean, I'm assuming they have to.
I think so. Yeah. I think 90s are in, 90s are hot. They're like, and and to, like, it's the only way that we've known the characters. I think
I was
like,
really worried they would put it in modern day, to be honest.
well, because that I was gonna say, like, the idea of Harry Potter and that whole world in the world of like cell phone, like iPhones, is
that just bums me out. It would bum me out.
I know. What bums me out is that, like, it feels infinitely harder to make make worlds and characters and stories that are like something like a Harry Potter in the modern world, because you have like cell phones, or it's like you have like iPhones and stuff, and the internet. Which
they can just solve a lot of the problems.
Can't happen, but like, it's infinitely more interested. Like, you're like, oh, like, how does nobody know about this shit? Well, they don't have the internet. They don't have they can't capture it. They're not walking around with, like, you know, things that you could shoot music videos on or whatever, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think it's smart. I'm glad they're going period piece with it. It's the only way they should have done it. So
yeah. And it I don't know, it works.
It works
because like the equivalent of like doing like a Dudley, like, now it's like, what's he gonna wear? Like fucking I don't even know. Do kids wear Supreme anymore, or like, do they wear?
No.
Are you just gonna wear, like, really? I mean, I guess you kind of wear stuff that's kind of 90s in a sense. Like, it just even baggier jeans and some like Calvin Klein
the
underwear.
90s are coming back, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not hating any of the looks. I think Dudley for sure. I mean, you know, the uncle, like, I'm always forgetting his name.
Vernon.
Vernon could be done better for sure. The rest I'm pretty good with, to be honest. So
yeah. I might even like Dudley a little bit more than the original Dudley, but we'll see.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll have to see.
Just judging on the look, I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like a fucking twat.
Yeah. I mean, the original was just such a twat, though.
He was. I'm not gonna say
it's gonna be hard to beat
like
that.
I've not even seen this one in action. I'm just saying, like, I do like that look
for sure. But yeah, I think next we some more Warner Brothers stuff. We gonna go and talk about the possible spinoffs that James Gunn mentioned for Superman. Apparently, a couple of TV shows could be developed for Skylar Thompson. That's the actor who played Jimmy Olsen, right? Could be developed.
Skylar
Gisondo. Okay. Yeah. So he might get his own spinoff, Jimmy Olsen show, and then Mr. Terrific himself might get his own spinoff. I think my thoughts on this is that I think it's infinitely more easy and doable to do a Jimmy Olsen spinoff and like live action as a TV show rather than like a Mr. Terrific, because I think what worries me about a Mr. Terrific show in live action is that it wouldn't have the same budget as like Superman did. And so you're not going to see like as great of action with him or as great like use of his tech as you could in like a movie. So I think realistically, if they both happen, Mr. Terrific would be an animated show. And then you would have Jimmy Olsen being like kind of like a detective mystery live action Daily Planet show.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I feel like seeing Peacemaker and the budget that they put into the Penguin and all that, like, I think
that's fair.
I think there's also plenty of stuff that Mr. Terrific does outside of the action scenes that is pretty terrific.
Sure, but it's like it's all tech based, which like is going to cost like, you know, production budget, right?
I know. Look, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it's easier to animate.
Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific is incredible, and I would love. He is incredible. I would love like a show with him where he's kind of like the same way that like Shaq was like this like big action, like black actions like figure, like, or star, like there's a Mr. Terrific, like I like just like I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Of course I can.
And he's just like he's just this badass, like
Right.
doing tech hero work.
It's badass genius.
And he's like solved, like I don't even know what he would go up against, but I'm there for it. I just want him to be this like amazing action. It doesn't even need to be necessarily action, but
It needs to have a little bit, because that action scene was incredible.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see him lead a TV show and just be like this iconic,
right,
like badass.
Now,
but the Jimmy Olsen one is interesting.
Well, real quick, I feel like the challenge though too with Mr. Terrific is that like you would have to set it, to me, you would have to set it before the Superman movie comes out, because he's pretty firmly established in like the Justice Gang, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I think you would have to separate him from that group, right?
Yeah,
if you
I mean,
give him his own show.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, like Peacemaker season 2 is coming out, and he's, you know, it's like slightly attached to Superman, but it's still not in its own way. Like, you don't have to watch Superman to watch it, most likely.
I mean, I'm not even saying I
like,
just,
you might be like, oh, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go do this thing for a while, and you know, like,
I guess that's fair. I guess that's maybe he just leaves and makes the Terrifics, you know, the group. Yeah, apparently Metamorpho's in the Terrifics, which is neat. So maybe we get both of them.
Yeah, I mean, like I do hear it, but like even like a prequel, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, sure.
I don't want an origin story prequel, but you know, I mean, maybe that could be cool. But I want to see him like in his prime, you know, being full-fledged Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. I mean, the Jimmy Olsen one's also kind of interesting. Like, very much on a budget.
I think it's very doable.
It's doable. I think I kind of like the idea of like going more into like his photography, like media side of things, where he's in charge of like going on news stories and photographing things, and maybe even we
get Lois in a few episodes, and they're a duo,
and him like kind of being like the man on the ground while all this like crazy metahuman stuff is happening.
Like I think that's kind of the highlight in my mind. You would have those scenes like in Superman where he's going off on his own and meeting with Eve or whatever, investigating, and then like in the sky you see some like alien disaster happening, but no one's paying attention to it because the heroes have it under control. And I think like that's the strong selling point to me of this universe, is like you have like all this fantastical stuff happening behind the scenes, but then with Jimmy Olsen and the Daily Planet, you have like potential for really cool, grounded like mysteries that they can delve into. And
also to see what kind of girl he's into, because like, who would that be?
Well, what's funny, I think I don't know if you noticed, but at the end of Superman,
he might actually begin to like her, because he
came
sees
around.
that Eve is like low key, like kind of a genius.
She's kind of a genius, and she like really cares about him, and I think he admires both of those like things.
Like there could be something there, but I also like, you know, there's a
that would be really funny actually.
There's a Marvel series called Marvels, I think, and it's all like people on the ground, like the people's perspective in the Marvel universe. I think it's literally like a news thing. Where they're covering the events of like Civil War while it's happening.
I like that.
And I always thought that like Marvel needs that more than ever, so they can be like, hey, how do you feel about the fact that
we never just get normal people.
The judge has come, and now all your notions of God should be challenged. Like, what happens to the world and the economy and stuff? Like, it'd be interesting to like see a person, like a normal human being in this world, albeit it's a very well-adjusted world to all of that, but still, like, how does human life, what is that like in the DCU?
Right.
And also get like a good like but probably like journalist, like detective-ish story of like uncovering this, like breaking this story, or
well, and I think like the potential for the stories too could be really like you could have a whole season where they're trying to uncover like more of what Luthor Corp had going on behind the scenes, right? Where like Lex is gone, but the company still exists, right? So you can delve into their experiments, how he made the clone of Superman.
Right.
You could even have him investigate like Max Lord and like have that go into like a full story where Max is kind of uncovered to be this bad person, right?
I don't think
it's gonna happen so early. I agree. He's gonna stay good for a while, but I think eventually you could do that, right? Because I think they will make that turn.
Yeah, I mean, like I think at some point he will do the what is it called? It's like it starts with an O, and it's like all of these like Big Brother type, like it's like this Big Brother kind of like network of machines that all like go against like the Justice League. Like I think at some point you probably get that,
right?
But I don't know if maybe it'll lead up to that in a Justice League movie. I don't know, but
maybe.
I wonder if I type in Maxwell Lord OMAC, maybe you get like an OMAC project sort of thing,
right?
That could be cool. But I don't think it happens for a little bit. Oh God, that'd be so sick to do OMAC. Now I kind of want that to be like the Justice League like build up thing. It's like, oh yeah, I put you guys all together, and then low key you find out like he's the bad guy all along.
I think that would be brilliant.
I don't know.
Right. No, yeah. I'm a fan of Maxwell Lord's story, and I think that should be developed at some point. Definitely better than what was done in Wonder Woman 84, but
yeah,
we're not gonna talk about that movie.
Yeah,
but
love you, Pedro.
Yeah, that's probably his worst role, to be honest.
He was still like entertaining in it.
He was, but yeah. I think both shows have a lot of potential. Is what I'll end on.
Yeah.
But yeah, next what we're gonna talk about is apparently beyond the new live action Legend of Zelda movie that Nintendo is developing, and that they just announced actors for it, I think a day or yesterday. Is that they are also developing, I guess, more movies and TV shows that haven't been announced. So yeah, we're gonna discuss what we think is in development for them, and I think I have two pretty good ideas of what they are going for. I can start us off if you want.
Sure.
But I think with like, the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I think the success of like Donkey Kong Bonanza, the game that just came out, I think we're gonna see a Donkey Kong spinoff. I think set in that same like they're already developing a sequel to Super Mario Brothers. I think we'll get a Donkey Kong spinoff with Seth Rogen voicing it. I mean, Seth Rogen's a pretty like hot commodity in Hollywood right now. You have his name on a poster. People are going to go see it. And I think Donkey Kong has just had a revitalization recently. So I think that's a pretty strong possibility.
Yeah, I mean, they already set up like a lot of the Donkey Kong like family too.
Right.
And like
that and whole the world. And yeah, right. So I think that's a really strong possibility. And then like thinking of like Nintendo's big four properties, like I would say they're Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and Animal Crossing. And so I think that they go to the fourth one. They go to Animal Crossing for a show. I think it would be hard to make an Animal Crossing movie, but like my thought goes to,
I think it'd be harder to make a show than the movie, to be honest.
I guess my thought for a show is that you go to like the model that Pokemon Concierge was. I don't know if you ever saw it.
I did. It was fine.
I really enjoyed it. It was really charming. Fine. It was really like, I don't know. I thought the main character was charming and the world was charming. And I think you do that. I think you do like a stop motion animation type of Animal Crossing, because that fits the vibe of Animal Crossing to me. And you have somebody come, like a newcomer, come to the island and work on the island and meet all the town residents. And I don't know where you go with a story for it, because there's not really much of a story in Pokemon Concierge.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's just kind of like wallpaper. It's just like, oh, this feels nice.
Yeah.
Let's explore the island. Let's explore the hotel, the resort.
I think it's a very charming show, and I think with an Animal Crossing name on it, it would also be incredibly successful. So, those are my two ideas.
Here's the thing. When you say like, oh, Animal Crossing's big, everybody would go see it. You know what everybody else says is like really, really big, but like also not a lot of people went to go see?
Oh, let me hear it.
Detective Pikachu.
I think a lot of people went to see that.
Not that many people.
I think it made a lot of money.
No, didn't.
It didn't? Because
it didn't make that much money.
They were making a sequel for a long time. It made $430 million. I mean, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's fine. It's not. Look, people were like, it's gonna be huge.
Well, I think the problem is that it's Detective
Pokemon.
Pikachu.
Everybody, it's still Pokemon. Look, I'm just what I'm saying.
I think if you made a more true form Pokemon movie,
what is more synonymous with Pokemon than literally Pikachu?
I know, I feel you, but the fact that it was like Detective Pikachu came out the same year the movie did, like the first game. So you're like, what? Like, why are we going to Detective Pikachu for like Pikachu's first live action movie? I think that probably wasn't like the smartest of moves, but
I just think that it's like you can't just say, oh, Animal Crossing's because and it'll be huge. It has the potential. I still think you have to have like, because I don't think anybody really knows Pokemon Concierge. If you go out and ask a bunch of people on the street.
Sure, but it's getting a second season. To me, it's coming out this year. So,
is it really? It
is, and I'm excited for it.
There's I don't know if they want to build to a Super Smash Bros. like Avengers style movie.
Know.
I would love if they did that. Honestly,
that'd be so cheese. Like you're basically just doing Mortal Kombat for Nintendo characters.
It'd be kind of fun. But like the only thing the only reason I say that is like there's projects that are like, okay, well that firmly has to be, animated so you can have Mario fight them.
Right.
But with the development that they're doing like a Legend of Zelda live action, I know a lot of people have wanted this for a long time. I think it would be a risk on their part. And I do think that the Donkey Kong movie or show or whatever, probably movie, that I will say like 100% Donkey Kong is in development. Like without a doubt, it has to be.
It has to be.
There's so much lore that you can build on.
He's got a successful game that just came out. Seth Rogen's successful.
But I would like to see a live action Metroid.
Sure. Look, I love that. I would love that. I don't know. I don't know if that's in the cards. Like,
I know. It's
like
the
fourth one is coming out soon. So there's that. But
imagine you do Legend of Zelda and you have this like fantasy, kind of takes place in like a medieval-ish setting.
Mm-hmm.
This is your fantasy world. And then you're like, okay, that worked. We gave it some like verisimilitude and we dig it. Imagine like a space movie and like you get your like your Ridley type character with Samus. Like, could be sick.
No, I agree. It'd be their best move. Like it'd be the most exciting movie that they could make that I'd want to see, to be honest.
But I feel like they'd more likely go towards Donkey Kong or something like a Kirby or a Star Fox. And I would love a Star Fox.
I would just be surprised if like they put out any like pieces, like any media that isn't like a part of like the real main like flagship titles, you know? And I think like Metroid has been a non-flagship title for quite some time for Nintendo, and same with like I don't even know if Kirby is like that huge for them. Like I think it's pretty popular, but like as big as Mario or like Pokemon, I just don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible to do another Pokemon movie, you know, even though they don't like outright own it in a sense.
I think that there's a high likelihood. I just I guess I'm just like a little hopeful that we get
Sure.
like I love Kirby,
Yeah.
and I really like Metroid, so I'm just kind of because at a certain point it's like you have like it's not like Nintendo has that many properties, you know, or maybe we're not even thinking about it in the way that we should. Maybe there's like a Wario, you know, movie coming, or like a Yoshi.
Here's why
a Yoshi
I think
movie.
Wario isn't happening, because even at Universal's like theme park that they just opened up for Nintendo, Wario and Waluigi were just not there. Like no merch, like there's just nothing. And I was like, Waluigi's my boy. You know, I get Waluigi wouldn't be there, but Wario, like, come on.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
My only defense that I can think of is they will open like a ride or like a section that's like
maybe
devoted to Waluigi, like to Wario and Waluigi, and then they'll be like everyone will be like, man, I really wanted this, and then they're like, oh, we gotta go so we can get the you know.
I hope you're right, but I don't know. My hopes are down. So
maybe a Yoshi, maybe a Princess Peach movie.
Princess Peach movie could happen.
The Princess Peach movie actually could be pretty sick because she was a badass, and I'd love to see her do some stuff.
I do think that like she was good in the movie. She wasn't Peach though. Like she wasn't like the Peach we know from the games. And like she was way more of a badass than she's ever been. So you can continue that, but like I wouldn't have minded like a more true form Peach.
You want her to just be like, save me,
no, but like
I can't do anything.
She has a personality that wasn't like brought over from the games whatsoever, right? Where I think she is like inquisitive and curious and sweet and right, and like she has her own game. Like I don't think there's nothing to go off of, but that's just my 2 cents. I mean, I would be fine with it, but it's not the Peach like that I wanted per se.
Or maybe it's like it's all of the Mario family and it's like a Sopranos style like
no we can't like go back to modern day
life.
Italian American life. No. But I think a lot of those possibilities could be true. I
think the Donkey Kong one is 100% though.
Yeah, and I really want to see the Metroid one at some point. And I think they will do it if their movies keep being successful, you know.
Yeah.
So we just gotta support Nintendo a little bit, you know, in their movies. We don't gotta
or an F-Zero, like a Captain Falcon.
I think sure, that'd be cool, but like, there's even less of a chance of that happening than Metroid.
I don't know. Like, imagine like a racing movie, but at the same time, it's like all out fisticuffs with like Captain Falcon.
Sure.
Like something cool. In the way of like an F1 mixed with a bullet train. Yeah,
that would be so ambitious for Nintendo to make. Think of who Nintendo is. I don't know, dude. You have to like have a filmmaker with a vision come in and like sell them on that, you know.
Well, I mean, like maybe not F1 style, but you know, like a racing movie.
But bullet train,
I'm just saying like the elevated nature of bullet train in you know.
Sure, the frantic,
like you get
right.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. But yeah, I think that's our thoughts on what Nintendo could make next. But lastly, as Zach said at the beginning of the podcast, we finally got an announcement on what the title of the next Dune movie is going to be. We all assumed it would be after the book that it's based on, Dune Messiah, but it has been titled Dune Part 3. And I've heard the reason behind this, possibly, like, it's not confirmed, but that, like, from what I've heard, it's the next book isn't just based on Dune Messiah. It's also possibly based. Sorry, yeah, my bad. The movie isn't just based on Dune Messiah. It's possibly also based on, like, Children of Dune, I think is what it's called.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard that as well.
I got it right back here, buddy. It's sitting right there. Children of Dune.
You reading it?
I will. I have a couple. Like, I have a book that I got to finish first.
Gotcha.
Well, I can say that the kids of Paul and Chani have already been cast for this movie.
Right.
So I would say that the likelihood of that happening is pretty high because they're not in much of Messiah.
Really? Okay.
So,
yeah.
And the other thing is, after reading Messiah and getting this news, it's like, yeah, I don't really think that you could adapt all of Messiah into a satisfying conclusion to what's been set up. So the idea that they're not making it just that and they're going to make it part 3 leads me to believe that, yeah, we are probably going to get a bit of the Children of Dune. Now, I haven't read that book. I don't know to what extent that would mean. Maybe it's just even like some like foreshadowing of what happens in that book in a way that feels like a conclusion, if that's possible.
Well, because I think this is definitely going to be the conclusion of, like, these 3 movies. Like, this is it for.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I don't think that this is all of Messiah. I do think, if I had to guess, even though I haven't read the 3rd book, it would be a majority of Messiah. I don't know how the kids factor into the world in the 3rd book.
So Children of Dune is the 3rd book?
Yeah.
And it was written by Frank Herbert? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I thought it was something else, but because I remember you telling me, like, the 3rd and 4th books are like crazy different from the first 2.
Well, the 4th one is God Emperor Dune, and I've heard some pretty crazy stuff about that.
Okay.
And then you have, it's either Chapter House, Dune Chapter House, or it's Heretics of Dune. And those 2 are like 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. And I don't know in which order those go, but
right. Yeah, I mean, no way they pull from those books.
Oh, no.
I don't even know if they ever go in that direction. Like, another director comes in and makes those movies, but
I don't know. I haven't read them.
Yeah. I'd be surprised.
But yeah, I do think that they're gonna split this movie a little bit.
Between 2 books, right?
Yeah. So I don't know.
Which is kind of, it sounds like what you wanted originally, because when you were telling me about the Dune Messiah book, you're like, I don't know how they make this a satisfying movie. Like, it doesn't end in a satisfying spot, right? Or
it's it has some satisfying bits of it. Like, I do think that the 3rd like the last third of the book is the strongest and the best, and it has some satisfying conclusions to the story.
Nice.
It's just the first 2 not as crazy about.
Yeah. So maybe there's not as much of that build up throughout the movie, and that they kind of go into Children of Dune halfway through or something, or I don't know.
But the thing is, like, that would be quite the jump, and I don't know how audiences would.
Yeah, I mean, both of those books are, like, quite a bit, like, of years down the road from the first like 2 movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, because like
Right?
Dune Messiah is 13 years after the first
Yeah.
book, and then I think Children of Dune, it's like the kids are at least somewhat grown, and I mean Paul
Like, I think
would be, I don't even know
like
if
40 or something, right? I mean, like, and that's like the more I hear that, the more I'm like, damn, it would suck to wait to get a third Dune movie, but like it probably would have been for the better to see like Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya age a bit, because for them to just jump from like the age they were in the first 2 movies and then to be like a 40-year-old dad would be insane.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna see Paul with his kids though.
Okay.
I don't know.
Spoilers?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I don't know.
Vague spoilers. Yeah.
I only know how the second book ends, so
okay. Well, just get on that third book and tell me how it is.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah. Now that you need to read both to technically know exactly what happens. Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting. From what we've heard of Dune Part 3 is it starts filming beginning of next year. Yeah, and it'll come out 2027, I think we're thinking. So we got a ways to wait for this one, but it is fast, or it's more around the corner than you might think. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all our topics we had to discuss today. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and listening to our podcast. If you want to watch and listen in the future, you can follow the links in the description below. And if you want to support us on any of our platforms, we'd always appreciate a like, a comment, a rating, a review, or a subscribe.
Yeah, and we're doing shorts again. Oh God, there goes my voice. We're doing shorts again.
We're ramping up social media a little bit, and we're doing shorts. And
so
more
follow
content.
us, like them, spread them, if you will. Help us out a little bit.
Anything helps. Yeah.
And until next time.